Hey there, it's Chuck with MTG The Journey, and we're doing something a little bit different this time. We are doing an M14 draft. And some of the things I see here, Sanger Vampire is actually really decent. Into the Wilds is not really all that great. But for 4 mana, it's not terrible. And we can put land cards from our library onto the battlefield, which thins our deck out, and that's the beginning of our upkeep. So I'm actually okay with keeping this. And again, I haven't done M14 in a while, but Nightwing Shade, Death Gaze Cockatrice, and Sanger Vampire are also really good picks. But I think Into the Wilds has some merit here, so we are going to go ahead and pick it up. And again, that may be a terrible pick, but I haven't played with this in forever, so I don't really know. I do like this Giant Spider. Encroaching Waste is not fantastic, and Opportunity is okay. And Bramble Crush is destroy non-creature permanent, and this is also not bad at all. But I really think I'm going to pick up Giant Spider here or Ground Shaker Sliver. And I think the Giant Spider has more options, and nothing else here really stands out to me that great. Ring Flesh is okay, but it's not terrific. And Charging Griffin's actually not bad here either, as it's a 3/3 for 4. But the best thing I see right now is either Giant Spider or Ground Shaker Sliver. And I think I like the Spider better. And we have another Into the Wilds, but here I really want to pick up this Advocate of the Beast. And a Quarter Shield is really good as well, but Advocate of the Beast can get really out of hand if we pick up a beast creature. And here an Elvish Mystic is fine. I'm perfectly fine picking up Elvish Mystic here, as this is not going to last for long. And Trollhide here is also really good. So far we have 2 elves. So that's not all that great. Shiv's Embrace here is actually not bad either, and neither is Striking Sliver, but Trollhide, again, is just a really good card. So I am going to pick that up. Now here, Traumatize can be really crazy, but here we're going to go ahead and pick up Show of Valor. And another Trollhide is great. Or Vampire Warlord is decent, but Trollhide just has so much playability. And Glade Clover Scout has Hexproof, and we also get a Flying Suntail Hawk. And I don't know if we're going to get enough people to have any of these wheel around again. So I think the Glade Clover Scout here, or actually the Suntail Hawk, has more value here. So we'll go ahead and go with that. And Pillarfield Ox, since we're in these... Actually, Seismic Stomp is going to be a really good one to pick up, as creatures without flying cannot block me this turn. If I play this, I got really destroyed by this card a while back, so I really do like picking that up, if for no other reason than just not to give it to someone else as a sideboard card, as there was nothing really there that was fantastic for me. And Bramble Crush here or Ground Shaker Sliver, and I think I'm going to pick up this Ground Shaker Sliver just because it's a decent card, and Pay No Heed is good, but if we pick up any slivers along the line here, that can be really good. Or it can just be a 5/5 Trampler, which can also be really good. So we'll see what else we get given here. And again, my colors are super wide open here. I can go into pretty much anything that I want to. Green is going to be pretty much a constant here, but we can float around from there into our colors to find out what we want to go into. So here we can do a hive stirrings, which gives our two 1/1 colorless slivers trample, but that doesn't really do a whole lot. Show of Valor again is really nice to pick up. We only have 5 creatures, so Dragon Hatchling is also not terrible here, but I think Show of Valor is going to be fine. And here we'll pick up think Celestial Flare is fine. It's some type of removal. Divine Favor. Soul Mender. And a Plains. So we seem very green-white out of this pack. That can change very quickly here as we go into our next pack, as none of that stuff is really stuff that has to happen. I do like Banisher Priest here, and I also really like Deadly Recluse. With the Reach and Death Touch, that can be really, really, really good. But Banisher Priest, I think, is just better. And I don't really think Planar Cleansing is fantastic, but we are gonna pick up the Banisher Priest. I think that's got way more merit here. And Vastwood Hydra here is really nice, and there's another Advocate of the Beast, which I think a lot of these things are gonna wheel. So Vastwood Hydra I am gonna pick up. That's well in my colors, and I do like it. And Rumbling Baloth is going to be the one that I pick up here, because I do want that synergy with the beast creature here. And a 4/4 for 4 is never a terrible pick for me. I really feel like that's pretty good. And here, I'm not really positive as... I mean, Spore Mound is decent, as it creates more tokens. And Marauding Maulhorn or Canyon Minotaur, either one of those look pretty decent here too. But maybe Spore Mound is just the safe. Or actually, that has a really good synergy with our Advocate of the Beast as well. So maybe we do pick that up. And here, Master of Diversion is really nice. So we'll go ahead and pick that up. And Rethkin Firecat or Pitchburn Devils here. And I think Pitchburn Devils is okay if we do decide to splash. Nightwing Shade would have been really nice, but that's way out of our colors here. And I think we'll pick up Brindlebore. And a Quarter Shield here is fine. I do like that card a lot. And Naturalizer Hive Stirrings here. Cyclops Tyrant isn't awful. And I guess maybe Hive Stirrings is okay. It just creates us some blockers if nothing else. And another Advocate of the Beast is fine. I am going to go ahead and pick that up. And Glade Clover Scout here is fine. Some mana fixing here would be really nice. As if we do get mana fixing, I'm not scared of playing some of these double casting costs and things that are a little bit outside of our wheelhouse here. And if we get a lot of red cards this next turn that are really decent, then we might even just get rid of white altogether. And Encroaching Waste is fine. It just gives me a chance to sack it to destroy a target non-basic land, but the only way we're ever running into that is if there's a Mutavault. So we probably won't ever actually play that. And I'm going to pick up Plummet as a sideboard card here. I don't think we want more than one. And Ranger's Guile is fine too to pick up. And there's a Sanguine Bond, but we are way out of that color zone here. So let's start looking at things that we can use. Battle Sliver is really nice. I do like Battle Sliver. And Woodborn Behemoth is a 4/4, and if we control 8 or more lands, then he becomes an 8/8. And then we get another Spore Mound over here. But I do think Battle Sliver is something I am interested in picking up here. So we are going to pick up our Battle Sliver. And a Bogbrew Witch would be really nice. And here, I mean, golly molly. We do have some decent creatures here. Shiv's Embrace, it's 2/2 and has flying, and we can pump it. That's really nice. And Predatory Sliver is also really nice, but I think Shiv's Embrace is pretty nice here. So we'll go ahead and pick that up. And here we have another Ground Shaker Sliver. And maybe Verdant Haven is my go-to here to try to even out some more lands here. And here, man, I think maybe another Pitchburn Devils is fine. And we can go ahead and get rid of any double white casting costs we have here for right now. And even stuff like Hive Stirrings that isn't that great can just go away. Master of Diversion's fine. Soulmender will not get played here. And I'm not even sure this Glade Cover Scout will get played. And we'll see what we end up with here. But so far it's looking like white may just go away entirely, depending on how much more red we get here. And again, this is an 8-4 draft, so if we don't win at least 2 rounds, we're not getting anything out of this. So we want to build this the best we possibly can. And Battle Sliver or Blur Sliver is fine here. And I think I'm going to go with the Battle Sliver. But again, most of the creatures we have here are pretty big. We do not have any 2-drops. And another marauding Maulhorn, though. Golly. And maybe Academy Raiders is what I pick up here, because I do need to start getting some smaller creatures here. And Brindleboar, I think, is fine again. And Canyon Minotaur is also fine. So I think at this point we're just out of white. But we'll see how we want to build this here, because we have a lot of options here. And I want to play this the best it can be played, possibly, or as best possible that it can be played. And so here is going to be the telltale building of the deck, so we will see what we can come up with here as far as how we want to build this. So we're going to sort these by converted mana cost here. And things that I do really like here are the Elvish Mystic. So you have a Goblin Shortcutter that we can put in here. This is a maybe, though. I don't know if I like this. Say we have Brindleboars that I do want to put in here. These two Advocate of the Beasts are fine. And Academy Raider is also fine. And Rumbling Baloth is fine. I really like Marauding Maulhorn here. And the Giant Spider is really good. And Canyon Minotaur is fine. And here we have Pitchburn Devils, 2 of them, and 2 Battle Slivers. And then we have these Ground Shaker Slivers here as well. And I like Vastwood Hydra a lot, so maybe Goblin Shortcutter just doesn't make the cut here, as I really like this here. Now Shiv's Embrace is nice for an enchantment here. And Into the Wilds I think still has merit, so we are going to go ahead and throw that in there. These 2 Troll Hides can be pretty much indispensable here. We really need those. And Lay of the Land is fine, as it allows us to search for another land, and Verdant Haven is even fine, as it creates more land for us. And maybe after that, see, Lightning Talons is an enchantment. And that gives something Vigilance. So I really like how this turned out here. And who knows, we may get completely stomped and we may not. But I think this will be okay, and hopefully we just have enough, we hit enough lands here to where this ends up being okay. So we're going to go ahead and just add lands and suggest 7 and 10 is what it thinks. And I'm okay to go with 9 and 8. As that gives me a just slightly better odds of hitting my... But we have 2 double reds, so we are definitely going to want to hit reds. So I feel like that is going to be my deck there. And we are going to go ahead and submit this away, and we will see you in round 1 here.